In this video, we'll dive into 7 reasons why looking poor is key to real wealth. We'll hear stories from people who've mastered this approach and get practical tips on how you can do it too. It's not just about saving money, it's about changing your mindset. True wealth isn't about flashy cars or designer clothes, it's about the choices and freedoms that smart financial decisions bring. And hey, if you like what you're hearing, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a lot. One big reason why seeming poor is better than appearing rich is because trying to look wealthy can actually make you end up broke quickly. Let me explain with a story about a famous writer named James. James writes a book that becomes super popular overnight, making him a lot of money, like $225,000 every month. With all this cash coming in, James starts living a very luxurious lifestyle, fancy apartments, expensive vacations, designer clothes, you name it. His monthly spending matches his huge income, easily hitting $25,000. But the world of book writing can be unpredictable. What's a hit today might be forgotten tomorrow, and when James's income drops, his extravagant spending doesn't. Even though he's still earning a lot, James finds himself in serious financial trouble, just one unexpected expense away from disaster. This story isn't just about writers or athletes, it's a warning for anyone who thinks showing off wealth is the way to go. And that's the main point here, trying to look rich can actually lead to going broke fast. It tricks many people into thinking they're doing well, but when things change, they're left with nothing. The real issue is spending all you earn, no matter how much that is. So, why is it better to seem poor or live modestly? Because it's sustainable. It's about slowly building your financial security instead of relying on a flashy image that could fall apart at any moment. When you focus on saving and investing instead of showing off, you create a safety net for tough times. So, what can you do? Start by looking at your expenses. Are they helping you reach your long-term goals or just for show? Instead of splurging on a new car, think about investing that money or saving it for emergencies. The idea isn't to deny yourself fun, it's about making smart choices that help you build real wealth. It's about being disciplined, knowing what you really need, and using money wisely to secure your future. Another big reason why it's better to seem poor is because trying to look rich puts you in constant survival mode. When you're focused on showing off wealth, you get stuck in a cycle of earning money just to spend it on flashy things. You end up living paycheck to paycheck, always worrying about how to pay for your fancy car, designer clothes, or big house. Even if you make a lot of money, this lifestyle keeps you dangerously close to financial trouble. Now, let's look at why embracing a modest lifestyle can change the game. By choosing to live simply and focus on building assets, you move from just getting by to really thriving. It's not about denying yourself fun, it's about using money to grow and improve your life instead of just trying to impress others. Take Sam Walton, the founder of Walmart, for example. Despite being incredibly successful and wealthy, he drove an old truck and kept a low profile. He wasn't struggling to get by. He was thriving by investing in his business and other opportunities. Walton's approach shows how to use money to build wealth instead of letting it control you. To make this shift, start by looking at your spending habits. Ask yourself if each expense is helping you thrive or just keeping you stuck in survival mode. You might need to make tough choices, like getting a cheaper car or downsizing your home, to free up money for investments. Living modestly also helps you see money differently. Instead of using it all on fancy stuff, think of it as a tool to grow your wealth. That could mean investing in stocks, property, or starting a side business to create passive income. The goal is to build a secure financial future where you're not just judged by what you own but by the opportunities your money gives you. In summary, moving from survival mode to thriving shows how powerful it is to make smart choices with your money. It's not just about looking poor, it's about using wealth wisely to secure your future. And if you're enjoying this topic, let me know by commenting more. Another important reason why it's better to seem poor when aiming for real wealth is to avoid getting weighed down by financial burdens like liabilities. When you're trying to look rich, you often end up with debts that are hard to get rid of. The temptation to appear wealthy can lead to what experts call liabilities. These are things you owe money on, like a credit card bill from buying expensive clothes, a car loan for a flashy car, or a big mortgage for a house that's more about status than comfort. Each of these choices, driven by a desire to look rich, doesn't just hurt your bank balance in the short term, it ties up your money for years to come. Imagine every dollar you spend on these debts as a dollar you can't use to grow your wealth. It's like running on a treadmill. The more you spend to look rich, the further you get from actually building wealth. Now, let's look at someone who understood this well, Ingvar Kamprad, the founder of IKEA. Despite being super rich, Kamprad drove an old car and flew economy. He wasn't being cheap, he was smartly avoiding getting trapped by debts. By not splurging on things that lose value over time, he could invest more in his business and personal wealth. To follow this approach, start by thinking about every purchase in terms of its long-term impact. Ask yourself, will this add to my debts or my wealth? By choosing to look poor on purpose, you're prioritizing your financial future over flashy things. Assets like savings, stocks, or property that go up in value are what really make you wealthy, not debts that drain your money. By making these smart choices, you're building a strong financial base that can handle anything life throws at you, like losing your job or unexpected bills. So, looking poor isn't about missing out, it's about making decisions that set you up for real wealth in the long run. Another big reason why choosing to seem poor is actually a smart move in the game of life is because of how it affects the way people see and treat you. This is about the social side of wealth and the unexpected problems that can come from showing it off. When you flaunt your wealth, you become not just a symbol of success, which can be good, but also a target for people who want to benefit from your money. Suddenly, friends, family, and even strangers might see you not for who you are, but for what you can give them. This change in how people perceive you can lead to them expecting financial help, attracting fake friendships, and sometimes even making you a target for people looking to take advantage of your money. Now, think about the other option, living a life where your wealth isn't obvious. This way, you build relationships based on real connections instead of money. People value you for who you are, your personality, your ideas, and your company, without thinking about what they can get from you financially. Choosing to look poor isn't just about protecting your money, it's also about protecting your happiness and well-being. It's about having a life where you're judged by your character, not your bank balance, and forming relationships based on honesty and respect. This way of living doesn't just keep your money safe, it makes your life richer in ways that money can't measure. It shows that sometimes the happiest lives are the ones lived quietly, away from the spotlight. A great example of this is Chuck Feeney, the billionaire who co-founded duty-free shoppers. Despite his huge wealth, he lived very simply, often flying economy and wearing a cheap watch. By not showing off his money, he could move through life without people treating him differently, and he could focus on helping others through his charity work. Feeney's life proves that keeping your wealth hidden gives you the freedom to be yourself and form real connections with others. So, how can you start following this wisdom in your own life? It starts with choosing not to show off your wealth. This doesn't mean giving up on comfort or fun, it means spending money on things that matter to you, not just to impress others. It also means setting boundaries, especially with those close to you. By keeping your financial status private, you can avoid people expecting things from you and make sure your relationships are based on respect and honesty. In summary, deciding to seem poor isn't about denying yourself, it's about protecting yourself and your relationships from the pressures that come with visible wealth. It's about living a life where real connections matter more than money, proving that true wealth is found in the people you care about, not in what you own. This fifth piece of wisdom is a big change from what we usually see. Instead of trying to show off wealth, it's about keeping it low-key. Many people go all out to flaunt their success, but this can backfire. When you constantly show off, it can make people see you differently and can even bring about envy and unwanted attention. For example, a flashy lifestyle might attract thieves, or it could make people think you're arrogant. Plus, in tough times, those who made decisions based on looking rich often struggle because they focus too much on appearances and not enough on building real wealth. On the other hand, when you choose to seem poor or live modestly, you're essentially protecting your peace of mind and your actual wealth. By not attracting attention, you can avoid many of the negatives that come with being too showy. You're less likely to face envy, people asking for money, or even being targeted for theft. This approach isn't about hiding who you are, it's about being smart with what you have. It's a way to keep your life simple and focus on the things that truly matter. Living modestly means you don't have to worry about maintaining a facade. You can invest in things that grow your wealth, like real estate or stocks, instead of spending on the latest luxury items that lose value. This strategy can help you stay grounded, make better financial decisions, and ultimately build a more secure future. And it can bring a sense of freedom, knowing that you're not constantly trying to keep up appearances or worry about what others think of your financial status. So, if you're tempted to show off, remember that real success doesn't need to be advertised. It speaks for itself through the financial stability and peace of mind it brings. Consider following the example of those who live simply, even when they could afford to do otherwise. It's a powerful reminder that wealth isn't about what you have on the outside but the security and choices it gives you on the inside. In conclusion, looking poor while building wealth isn't about pretending or playing games. It's a strategic choice that can lead to long-term success and happiness. By avoiding unnecessary expenses, staying focused on growing your assets, and keeping your life private, you protect both your wealth and your well-being. So, the next time you're faced with the choice between looking rich and being rich, think about the bigger picture and choose wisely. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. We love hearing your thoughts, so drop a comment below and let us know how you're planning to apply these tips to your own life. Remember, real wealth isn't about what you see, it's about what you have and what you can do with it. See you next time.